Good evening. Now, I'm here to talk about a few different things which a lot of people tend to ignore whenever they're in a relationship. Things that they ignore when they're in a relationship. I found that in the last few weeks, a lot of interesting stories of people that I know or that I've encountered have told me about the relationships, and I wonder, how can they be in a relationship when it's so doomed to fail? And it's not that I'm saying that they suck at dating, it's just that whenever the people that are together should not be together. It should be maybe something that only lasts a few bits, a few days, a few weeks of a relationship, so you have an idea, and then you realize this is not worth it, and bail out. But it seems like every single one of these people in these relationships that I've met completely miss out the point that they have to bail out, that they have to realize that this is not going to work. But they're hopeful, and they're ignorant. And I'm not saying that, they're ignorant people. I'm just saying ignorance is bliss. They found a person that should not be with them, but they've become ignorant at the fact that it's destined to be doomed, that it's going to be painful for them. That's been continuously painful. It's a reason why they continue the relationship, because they think that it's the right thing, or they think they're in love, or they know all these different things, but they don't want to be alone. How can you have a relationship? How can you have such a relationship that your future is going to fail and is clearly known, and you will not accept advice? It's not love. These are blinders. It's severe blinders that people put. And as they put these things on, they will see nothing, only hear it, but really not believe it. And it's not very fair to them. And what are we? Oh, the single, or the friends, or the whatever, or the parents, the family, and so on. What are they to do about said person without, putting up a giant billboard or putting it on national television of ignorance is bliss, and here you are in pain? Something, I don't know. The point is that out of the last few weeks, I've had different conversations with different people about different things, and okay, one example. A person that I know of is engaged, has been with the same guy for 3 years, and here's the kicker, she's asexual. But wait a second. If she's asexual, yet he's heterosexual, yet right now they're having quite a bit of a long-distance thing going on for the last year and a half, 2 years, and she's asexual, and they're going to get married. How is that going to work out? How will that be for the guy? How will it be possible for him? That's where it's like, no. That's very unfair. It's basically you get what you want, but you're getting in a marriage that it's not going to be for him. A marriage is not about yourself. It's about the other person. There's a lovely article I read. I have no idea where it is right now, where the guy wrote, "Marriage is not for me," and it's not. And he was talking about it's not about all the things that he can get from it, from what his wife will give him, and so on. It's about all the things that you give to your partner, all the things that are given, selflessly, that you do specifically for your other, and that is, what a relationship is, a good romantic relationship. It's all about this wonderful saying I constantly butcher, but it has the right meanings to it. A perfect relationship is two individuals that complement each other to be the best that they can be. That's a wonderful thing. That means two people could be very different from each other, but they help each other be as great as they can be. But if you go into a relationship and it's mostly about you and all the things about you, and you don't really want to change you, and you're terrified of changing you, that's a problem. That's a severe, severe problem. How are we going to find a future where it's probably going to end up, he's going to be cheating, or he's going to be miserable? Yeah, okay. And that's only one example. Now, it's kind of hard to say that you're in a relationship being asexual, the other person is not, and you're fine with that. When you're fine with said permanent cock block to the guy you're with, I'm sorry, but I mean, that is unacceptable. You are not in a relationship. You are in a fantasy that you want. Another one that I know of, another relationship that I know on, and all these relationships have been going for at least 3 years. Okay, so that's one of those things of like, how can this continue? Um, a lesbian couple that's in one of, and it's an abusive relationship. Now a lot of people it's like, wait, how, what? It's like, well, it's pretty simple. It's a lesbian couple where one of them abuses the other, but not physically. I'm talking about emotionally, financially too. They're basically a parasite. Now, as this couple, they do have their moments of fun, but a lot of times I hear about misery. I hear about how financially the other one is sitting on their butt, parasitic, sucking out and draining out money whenever there's almost no money because one is paying all the bills, and then the parasitic one clearly does not allow or want to share their cigarettes with them. I mean, come on, as simple as that, sharing a smoking addiction, you're not willing to to the person that you love, having them bum a few cigarettes? Come on. That is not, that's like flags all over. Oh, there's no work. But the other one's working and getting some income and they're paying for everything. The other one's basically mooching off of them. Oh, but there's no work. Oh, well, I have no money. And the other one's paying for all the bills and everything. You know what? There's a point where common sense sits in where that person is not truly there for you. It's not there. It's not there. You have to see for yourself the moment that a person can be sitting back comfortably and lie to you, saying, oh, why do I have to do this? I can easily do that. You do not, that is, unless the person is like, filthy rich or whatever, or a person, or they're both from the club of what are they? Oh man, that phrase. Yeah, whenever they're from a family that basically they're born into, they constantly get money. I'm so gonna remember this later, but it's gonna annoy me. Trust funds. There we go. Trust funds. The trust funds family. Then you there's no reason to work. But whenever it's one, but not the other, and the other one is emotionally abusive, yet the other one knows, the one who's being abused knows this, yet feels that they cannot leave. It's mostly because they don't want to be alone. That's not a romantic relationship. That is an abusive relationship where a person is letting themselves be the victim because they don't want to be lonely. We all go through a transition in relationships that involve us being lonely. There's so many times that we're all lonely. Unless you found that right person a long time ago and you've been stuck with them forever, then you know what? That's your life and that's fine, as long as you don't feel lonely. But whenever you're in a relationship, and it's a bad one, I mean a severely horrible one, it's not a relationship to be in that. That's not worth it. Better to be alone where you have space to breathe, be happy and peaceful, than to be in a relationship that is doomed to fail, has been doomed for a while, and you're not giving up on it. Common sense. A relationship is not about yourself. It's a romantic relationship is about the other person. About how you want to be with the other person, how the other person wants to be with you, how both of each other help each other in so many different ways. As I said, that phrase that I keep on butchering, complimenting and complimenting each other, making each other become greater than what you ever be. Feeling miserable or making it so that it's going to be with all these problems that are coming up, you can't ignore things for the future. A relationship is to grow, to spread, to be this blooming happiness. When you have a relationship and you're just stuck in a problem, a massive problem that you ignore, you're being part of the problem. And whenever there's a problem that's going to be upcoming that you're willing to ignore until then, and it's a huge problem, you're part of the problem too. Do not be part of the problem. Think about what you're doing. And sometimes you just have to give up. and move on.